They told you aging meant slowing down, losing your spark, and saying goodbye to intimacy. But they were wrong, dead wrong. I'm Dr. James, a men's health expert with over 30 years of experience helping older adults reclaim their vitality, circulation, and closeness after 60. I've worked with thousands of seniors across the country, and what I've discovered might surprise you. Because while most believe prescriptions or hormone therapy are their only hope, the truth is, 4 everyday drinks could be the key to reigniting your energy and intimacy naturally. These aren't exotic potions or fads. These are drinks you can find at your local store. But inside them lies the power to reopen your blood vessels, spark desire, and bring back the connection you thought was gone forever. And yes, they work, even if you're in your 70s or beyond. Just ask Harold, 72, who'd quietly accepted that his days of deep connection with his wife were over. He blamed it on age, retirement stress, even the weather. But what he didn't realize was how much his sluggish circulation was slowly shutting the door on intimacy. After a single change in his morning routine, replacing coffee with one of the drinks we'll talk about today, Harold began noticing subtle but life-changing differences. Warmer hands and feet, clearer focus, and, to his surprise, a return of that familiar spark he thought he'd buried years ago. And it's not just Harold. I've seen this again and again. Older couples rediscovering each other, not because of a magic pill or expensive therapy, but because of what they started putting in their glass each day. The reason is simple. Blood flow is everything. It affects your heart, your brain, your energy, and yes, your ability to connect deeply and physically with someone you love. But the problem is, circulation naturally weakens with age. Arteries get stiffer, blood vessels narrow. And when blood can't flow freely, everything else suffers. Your mood, your stamina, your drive. What makes this worse is that most seniors don't even realize it's happening. They chalk up the symptoms, fatigue, numbness, low libido, as just getting old. But aging doesn't have to mean giving up. You just have to work smarter with what your body still responds to. That's where these 4 drinks come in. They work with your body's natural processes, not against them. They support nitric oxide production, reduce inflammation, and gently expand your arteries, helping your blood carry oxygen and nutrients to places that matter most. And when that happens, everything else starts working better. Your heart beats stronger, your mind feels clearer, and yes, your romantic energy returns. I'll break down each drink in a moment, tell you exactly when to take them and how they work. But first, I want to ask you something important. Are you just watching this video for curiosity, or are you here because you want real change? Because if it's the second one, then stick with me. I promise you, what you'll learn could reignite your confidence, your closeness, and your health in ways you haven't felt in decades. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming vitality at any age. And it starts with what you drink. If you've ever felt embarrassed, frustrated, or simply disconnected, this is your moment to flip the script. You are not broken, you're not too old, you just haven't had the right information, but now you do. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do to get the blood flowing again, naturally. So let's dive into the first drink, and I'll explain why it's one of nature's most powerful allies for circulation after 60, and how it may help bring back a sense of closeness you thought was gone forever. Let's start with the drink that has quietly made a name for itself in cardiovascular clinics, but still remains almost invisible to the average senior. Beetroot juice. Now, don't let the earthy taste or the deep red color fool you. This humble root, when juiced, turns into a powerhouse of nitric oxide, a compound your body desperately needs but produces less and less of as you age. Nitric oxide is like WD-40 for your arteries. It relaxes and expands your blood vessels, allowing blood to flow more freely throughout your body. This doesn't just mean better heart health, it also means improved circulation to the brain, and yes, to areas related to intimacy and connection. I've seen older patients who'd quietly resigned themselves to a life of just surviving begin to feel truly alive again after just 2 weeks of daily beetroot juice. Their hands weren't cold anymore. They were less winded walking upstairs. Their eyes looked brighter, their energy came back, and most important, so did their sense of closeness. Because when your blood flows freely, your body remembers how to feel again. And yet most people skip over beets because of the taste. But that's where I remind my patients. Mix it with a little apple juice or carrot, and not only does it go down smoother, it can change your mornings from sluggish and stiff to focused and full of fire. But beet juice is just the beginning. Let's talk about pomegranate juice, the second drink on our list, and one that has been quietly studied by scientists for decades. What they've found is remarkable. Pomegranate juice isn't just sweet and tart. It's loaded with polyphenols that help clean out the inside of your arteries like a gentle scrub brush. It fights plaque buildup, improves the flexibility of your blood vessels, and helps keep your pressure in check, all of which directly affect how well blood flows to your heart and to your most vital organs. In one study, men over 60 who drank just 2 ounces of pomegranate juice a day for 3 months reported dramatic improvements in their cardiovascular function and in their intimate health. Why? Because when your blood vessels open up, everything wakes up. And suddenly, those quiet moments with your partner that once felt distant or frustrating start to feel familiar again. No awkward pills, no risky treatments, just a shift in what you pour into your glass. And I'll tell you, some of the most touching moments in my entire career have been hearing stories from couples who thought their days of intimacy were over, only to discover, through something as simple as a juice, that their bodies still had more to give. Now, maybe you're wondering, how can something so simple make such a big difference? The truth is, the human body never forgets how to thrive. It just needs the right signal. And that signal often comes from nature, not a prescription bottle. So what's drink number 3? Green tea. But not just any green tea, the high-quality, loose-leaf kind, rich in antioxidants known as catechins. These compounds not only help with circulation, but also protect your arteries from future damage. They reduce oxidative stress, lower blood pressure, and support brain health, which is closely tied to emotional connection and drive. I recommend sipping a warm cup every evening instead of dessert. Not only will it soothe your nerves, but it also gently stimulates circulation, giving your heart, brain, and body the quiet fuel they need to stay youthful inside. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything all at once. But when you make small intentional changes, like swapping soda for pomegranate juice or coffee for beet tea, you begin rewiring your health one sip at a time. Finally, drink number 4 may surprise you, hibiscus tea. Bright red, floral, and tangy, hibiscus tea is one of the most underrated secrets in senior health. It's been shown to lower blood pressure significantly in older adults, reduce arterial stiffness, and promote better kidney and heart function. But what makes it so special isn't just its circulation benefits. It's the emotional shift it brings. See, when you start drinking hibiscus tea daily, you begin to feel lighter, calmer, and more emotionally open. That openness, the ability to feel close, connected, and present, is often the first thing to fade as we age. But it doesn't have to stay gone. With better blood flow and lower stress, many seniors report feeling like themselves again after just a few weeks. Not just in body, but in spirit. And that's the magic of these drinks. They're not just physical tools, they're emotional doorways. They help you reconnect with your energy, your clarity, and your ability to feel alive in the moment. So if you've made it this far, I want to thank you. You're already different from most people your age. You're not settling for decline, you're curious, you're open. And that tells me you're ready to thrive again. We're not done yet. There's still a final piece to this story. Because while these drinks can open doors, there's one more thing you must do to keep that door wide open. And in the final section, I'll share exactly what that is. But first, I want to know, which of these drinks are you most excited to try first? Drop it in the comments below. And if you're watching this on your TV, let me know where you're watching from. I love seeing how far this message is reaching. We're in this together, and your next chapter can be your strongest yet. But before you pour that first glass or steep your first cup, there's one thing we must talk about: consistency. Because while each of these 4 drinks, beetroot juice, pomegranate juice, green tea, and hibiscus tea, has powerful potential to awaken your circulation, improve your heart health, and even restore that quiet, intimate spark many seniors think they've lost forever. None of them can perform miracles overnight, and that's the final truth no one likes to say out loud. We live in a culture obsessed with quick fixes. One pill, one appointment, one result. But real transformation, especially after 60, doesn't come from what you do once. It comes from what you repeat. It comes from choosing to believe that even now your body is still listening. That even if you spent years eating fast food, sitting too long, or ignoring warning signs, your cells are still waiting for permission to change direction. And guess what? These 4 drinks can be that permission. Think about it like this. Every time you choose beetroot juice over a soda, your arteries sigh with relief. Every time you brew green tea instead of reaching for dessert, your heart rate steadies. Every time you sip on hibiscus tea after a walk, your blood vessels unclench, your mind clears, and your nervous system relaxes just enough to give you better sleep, sharper memory, and yes, more joyful moments with those you love. And pomegranate juice? That's your daily armor, your gentle line of defense against the silent buildup that can lead to serious issues. Together, these drinks form what I call a quiet army. They don't fight loudly, they don't shout for attention, but day after day, they strengthen the body from within, softly, steadily, and silently. And this is why so many seniors who commit to even one of these changes often find themselves shocked 6 weeks later. Blood pressure readings go down, their hands feel warmer, they sleep through the night for the first time in years. But the part they always talk about, the part that makes my eyes water every time, is how they feel more connected to their partner, more themselves in private moments, more confident in their own skin. I remember a 76-year-old man, quiet and reserved, who came to me frustrated that he no longer felt like a man in his own home. He wasn't sick, he wasn't in pain, but something vital felt missing. We talked about diet. He wasn't ready to overhaul everything, but he agreed to try just 2 things: a daily cup of hibiscus tea and a small glass of beet juice before lunch. He promised me he'd give it 30 days. That man came back 45 days later and sat down in the same chair, but he wasn't the same person. His handshake was stronger, his eyes had life. He smiled more. And when I asked how he was doing, he simply said, "I feel like I came back." That's the message I want every senior to hear. You are not done. You are not broken. You are not beyond repair. You're just missing the right signals and the right stories. Because so many of us go through life thinking health is all about medicine and doctors. But the truth, it's also about small, sacred habits. It's about honoring your body with the things it recognizes: nature, warmth, stillness, movement, connection, and yes, real, nourishing drinks that do more than just quench thirst. They restore life. So as you finish this video, here's what I want you to do. Pick one, just one of the 4. Add it to your life this week, make it a ritual. Keep a little notebook if it helps. Write down how you feel on day 1, on day 5, on day 20. And then come back and tell us in the comments what changed. Because something will change. It might be small, a deeper night's sleep, a more open conversation, a walk that didn't leave you out of breath. But those tiny changes add up. They snowball. And before you know it, you've gone from surviving to thriving. You don't need to do it alone either. Share this video with a friend, a spouse, or someone you love. Start the habit together. Support each other. You'll be amazed what happens when 2 people begin honoring their health, not with fear, but with love. And if you're watching this right now on your TV, I want you to take one more step. Look around your home. Look at the life you've built. Then ask yourself, what more could I experience if I had just a little more energy, a little more intimacy, a little more flow? Because you can have that. And it starts with something as simple as a glass. If this video helped you, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. Which of these drinks will you try first, and what's your biggest motivation for improving your circulation and vitality after 60? Your answer might inspire someone else today. We're building something beautiful here, an honest, uplifting community for people who want to live longer and better. So thank you for being part of it. Until next time, this is Dr. James, and I believe with all my heart, you still have more life in you than you've been told. Let's prove them wrong together.